I'm disability attorney Andrew November, and you're watching Andrew's Answers. Today we're going to answer whether you can work while receiving long-term disability benefits. And the short answer and the most important answer is you've got to check your policy, because as I was preparing this video, I looked at a number of policies from actual client files, and the answer was different in every policy that I looked at. But I'll cover some important facts that I think will hold true from policy to policy. So, if you've watched any of our other videos before, you know we always talk about the own occupation and the any occupation. And that means you're found disabled under the own occupation definition if you can't do your own occupation, and the any occupation if you can't do any occupation. You're probably going to have your better chance of being able to work during the own occupation period, because while you may not be able to perform the material and substantial duties of your own occupation, you might be able to do other work. So for instance, if you worked as a bricklayer doing heavy construction work, and then you took a much lighter job, it's probably not going to be evidence that you could do your own occupation that the insurance company could hold against you. And that's a very easy example. Obviously, they're not always like that. But you also need to look at the policy closely, because what I did notice between the policies that I reviewed, they often had income tests. And the one number that I kept seeing over and over was 80%. And what the policies were trying to say to me was that if you earn 80% or more of what you were making before you went on disability, which is often referred to as your pre-disability earnings, then you wouldn't be disabled. So not only do you have to look at what type of work you're doing and how that could be used against you, but also how much you're making. When you get to the any occupation, it gets a lot more difficult, because by virtue of working, you are doing any occupation. And the test for any occupation is complex. So you're going to have to really take a look at your policy if you've transitioned over to the any occupation definition and you want to start working. However, if you feel like you're ready to go back to work, the most important thing you can do is take a look at your policy to see if it has a work incentive option. What that means is the insurance company, because truth be told, they don't want to keep paying you, will work with you and provide resources to you to help you get back to work. One of the great things I noticed in many policies is they might even temporarily increase your monthly benefit while you're looking for work. They can also provide things such as resume building, job training, and even a vocational coach to help you get back out to the workforce. And even some policies allow you to test your ability to work without jeopardizing your benefits. So there are options, but again, and I hate to say this so much in my videos, but you have to check your policy. Unlike our Social Security disability videos, which we can tell people the same rules for everyone, we can't do that here, and especially with this topic. If you have questions about returning to work, give me a call, send me an email, set up a meeting. I'd love to talk to you. Thanks for watching.